What's up, everybody? C'est Ominous for Responsible Gaming, doing episode 163 of Ominous Designs. You know what? I actually do this automatically now. I don't even think about what I'm saying. It's become a reflex, so that's cool. Tonight's episode is called Famous Couples because I'm not even gonna say it. Titles. Oh, I just betrayed myself. And surprise, we're gonna do fuse cards. Now, why do we do fuse cards tonight? Because I came up with something that we should have a little bit of fun with, and spoiler alert, here it is now. Boom. Creatures. So what if we tried to merge creatures? The idea would be that if you ever cast both parts of the card, you would just add up the text, right? And you would also add up the power and toughness. My idea, well, I mean, we can get straight to there because I have a couple ideas. I actually started looking into the illustrations that I would be using because I kind of wanted, actually, you know what, those two guys, that would be good because I tried to use kind of a barbarian that could be both. I have a few other illustrations, so I probably won't use those two, but that would have been basically perfect. So yeah, I have a couple waiting for me, and we have a bit of choice. We have kind of regular goblin, dark assassin goblin. We have regular druid, dark druid, which I think could be interesting in a Golgari. We got white and green warrior elves, based on the illustrations feel. We got, what else? Oh, I got a dwarf that I kind of like, and I think I want to try and do something with the dwarf. So the dwarf, there would be a red-white, I think, and so if we wanted to merge red and white creatures in a way that would be interesting, something I would like to do is have something along the lines of one in a white, one in a red, and we would try and do a 3-1 and a 1-3 so that we can have a 3-3 for 4, I suppose, in 2 colors. And I was thinking that for some weird reason this guy could have first strike because it's gonna kind of make you feel smart, quote unquote, to merge the creature so that it's actually a 3-3 first strike and not a 1-3 that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it can still be modular, you always have the choice between a 3-1, which is a card that nowadays exists, and a 1-3 first strike that is very weird, but if you really desired to be a defensive deck, could have some applications, especially if there was X1s in the format, which most likely you would try and prevent from happening. But what you can do is you have not many X1 at all. You can have some 1-1s because a 1-3 first strike doesn't matter. It's a 1-3, so it blocks the 1-1s. And you could have one very good 4-1 that would have a foil over here. That would be the first striker. The X1s or X2s are always foiled by first strikers anyways. So that's more or less fine. Now, how would I make this into an okay card? I think I could try and do this, have a trampler like that. Maybe the problem is that this is maybe too good. And this is a little crazy, but what do you think of that? The 3-1 trample haste for 2 red. Well, let's have a quick look actually to what we can actually do in red with 1-3s, 3-1s, because I'm not sure I know for sure. So power 3, CMC 2, colors. We're gonna exclude the other ones, and we're gonna see what comes in. So those are all. So they're probably not gonna be in the new power level. Sacrifice something, downside, defender. This is really rough. So those don't exist. And they don't even exist for red if you think about it. Now, I think, so you might need to do this, I guess, but that makes a 3/3 trample first strike for 1 white red red is not good. So I think I would push it and try and make that a thing. I suppose it could be, well, it kind of bothers me that, oh, how about a 3/1 haste? No. So the thing is, it seems 3/1s for 2 are not in red because of aggro decks, basically. Aggro decks are indeed a problem if you want to start allowing you know, 2 drops that have 3 power. That's a problem because there's so many efficient offensive decks out there, aggressive decks. So that's probably the reason why it doesn't exist. I'm a little disappointed that there is no exception though. And you get a dash here. Yeah. Oh, look at that. 2 red, 3/1. I did miss this one. I don't know why. Okay, so we have a precedent. And it has upside. It's a small upside, but it has upside. Interesting. So I suppose this is supposed to be good. The problem now is that if you modular the thing, you have 1 white red red, and all you get is a 3/3 first strike trampler, which is good, but it's still 1 white red red. I think you could say that on top of that you have the modularity, so that makes for a package that's acceptable, but still when you pay your 4 mana in your 2 colors and all you get is a 3/3 first strike trample, I don't know, it seems like a big color requirement, but I think it's acceptable. Now let's have a quick look as well at quickly one power X toughness in white, maybe. See if we can CMC2 and maybe, whoops, power, no, toughness, let's say greater than 2, and the color is white, and we're going to exclude the other colors. So we have 1/3s that gain 3 life. Okay, so that's the stuff. We have a flyer. We have a prowess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing. Somebody has first strike here, but they have defender and cycling. Is there another first striker in the mix? No, there isn't. Let's say that there is now. There is a chance I'm making a mistake, but it seems to me like it would be acceptable. So this would be dwarf, and to not confuse the masses, just not confuse the players, I would not change the types. I would be tempted to say dwarf soldier, dwarf berserker, or whatever, but then you need somebody to confirm that the types add to each other, and as it is, you already need to confirm that the power and toughness and the wording add themselves. So that's enough, I think. You don't need to confuse people anymore. I could be wrong. I'm not the judge of that. Like if I was Wizard of the Coast, I might say, okay, this is sufficiently intuitive that yes, you can say that since you said you cast both halves, the same way that Fuse people had to know that the CMC would add, the text would add in order of the card, etc., etc. They could also understand pretty easily that the colors add and the creature types add. But I'm not gonna give the opportunity, I guess. Even though it's tempting because it does help the kind of flavor, I guess, of merging and make something become more than what it is. So if you add the 2 types that are already the same together and it becomes just dwarf soldier, it's a bit of a mess. Actually, actually, I'll do. I'm changed my mind now. I think it's probably better to. It's probably better for me to push the envelope and risk virtually to confuse people, even though I'm not actually printing the card and selling it to people, and make it look more flavorful and more exciting. Even though I don't imagine many people care at all. They might find it cool, but they don't particularly care of the creature type. I don't even know which I should put. I could put, I guess, yeah, let's put Warrior, because I don't like, I've used Berserker too often, and the problem is Berserker is not supported. Actually, what's the Goblin Scout? Okay. So Dwarf Warrior, Dwarf Soldier, whatever. That's fine. So that's fun. That's a pure power toughness combination. Now, how about we try and find something for red green, not red green, green black Druid. So you would have a green card, you would have a black card, and you would have I don't remember if it looks like a human. I think it does look like a human. Human Druid, and over there, human Druid as well. So I think something that could be cool would be to play with the graveyard a little bit. But it's hard, right? So what could it be? I can say I don't think I can fetch a creature from a graveyard, because that's a pretty pricey ability. So if you want to put this on a creature, it's going to be kind of tough to make happen. But let's think for a second. Druids do what? Druids kind of fetch you lands potentially. So what if I try and do something like I want to see what the Satyr that mill yourself and get you a land does. I think it's going to be too much text, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be too much text. Yeah, that's kind of messy on a 2-point card. But that would be cool to be able to combine this with a fetch. And how about Oath of Nissa? And Oath of Nissa does something very similar, doesn't she? No. How about put the top? You may put a land card. Put the rest in your graveyard. It's actually as short as it is. So put one in your hand and the other. So can I look at the top card and put one in my hand? That doesn't seem correct. You may put, yeah. Well, you know what? It's so cute that I want to do it. People would be correct, I think, to say that this is too much text on a small card. But this is just so cute. And what I would do is, when this enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. I don't want to put it in your hand because, like I said, it's going to cost too much. That usually makes a 2/2 cost 4 to recoup a creature to your hand. This already draws you a land. If this drew you a creature, that would draw 2 cards on a creature, which I guess. So as it is now, I would do something maybe like this, and I would say this could be this might be a 2/2 for 2, and this needs to cost 2, and I want it to be less than the satyr because because otherwise it's strictly better when you put both together, and it was already a pretty good card. This problem is it would be an upsided could be a 2/1 maybe, that would combine in a 3/2 for 4. 3/2 that gets you potentially a land, and then gets you to kind of nullify the, oh, that was a good creature, I'm gonna put it on top of my yeah, kind of like that actually. 3/2 for 4 is acceptable. Both sides I think are acceptable. A 2/1 for 2 that recoups your card is probably quite powerful, but maybe not insane, and it's an uncommon. This might be too good already, but it's very hard. It's very hard to provide 2 cards that are okay. Maybe it needs to be a 1/1. But in that case, I think you can be a 1/1 for 1. And then you have a 2/2 for 3. It's a weird card though, and this is a pretty shitty half. The problem being that usually when you provide 2 halves that can combine into a bigger card, you basically need the halves to be underpowered. This might be horribly underpowered is the problem. This is pretty, like, this is basically, I mean, it's not unplayable because it's still it can still get you a bomb on a card that's almost playable as well, because it's almost the satyr. And the fact that you can do both is kind of neat, and in that case you get your 2/2 for 3. So it might actually be acceptable. I'm a little afraid that this is too good a card. A 2/1 for 2 is basically no downside, and the fact that you can kind of recycle one of your dead guys, even though it doesn't net you a card, is reasonably powerful, I think. What costs CMC 2 max and target card from graveyard top of library? I don't know if that's gonna work. Should we say black? Let's not say black for now and see what it does. So those are lands. No, there's mill. I didn't target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. When it dies, and it's got dredge, and it's an uncommon, huh? Interesting. But this is it combines with itself, right? Life from the Loam. Target card from graveyard on top of library. It costs no mana, and it's a reasonably good card when you need the ability. Put card top of library, reclaim. It's a thing that existed. I don't know if it was playable at all, but it did exist. Creature from graveyard to owner's hand. Nope. Yeah, so it's not very. It's not graveyard on top of a library. Yeah, the problem is also it's a green ability. It's a bit of a downer. I mean, it's tiny bit black, but not enough. The problem is the how is it called? I don't remember how it's called actually. The zombie that fetches creatures when he dies. When he dies or when he enters the battlefield. Yeah, I forgot that it's called. It's a 2/2 for 4. So I'm gonna keep it imperfect, I think, because I think the idea is good and I don't want to spend an hour finding the exact balance tonight. I'm fully admitting this is a bit of a cop-out today. I do want to finish early. I think this is not good. This is just too weird for a black card to do, and it's a little too powerful potentially. I think maybe a solution would be to put a 1/1 for 1 on this end and get away with a 2/2 for 2, 2/2 for 3 that does both. It's just gonna underwhelm the crap out of everybody when they see this half. But they will say, why would I ever do this? But oh well. I mean, they can. I mean, this is a card that's been played. This has a tiny bit of upside. You will most likely never do it on its own, but you can if you only want to spend 1 mana, and otherwise you're gonna find yourself with a 2/2 for 3 that gets you, like, just saves one of your cards and can mills you for 3 at the same time. It's kind of cute. Yeah, it's kind of cute. It would be a 3/2 for 4 otherwise. 3/2 for 4. I think I like it better. It's new. It's not very orthodox, but I think it's acceptable. So there, I will put illustrations and names as per usual tomorrow, and I will post the cards on all the usual outlets, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, in Reddit, on r/custommagic, great subreddit, do check it out, and do let me know what you thought about the cards. I will see you again next week for episode 164 of Ominous Designs. Thanks for watching and letting me know what you think about this. See you next week. Play responsibly.